2013 marks 40 amazing years of the Emirates ATP rankings, and as part of the celebrations for the ATP Heritage campaign, we caught up with one of the great legends of the sport. Jimmy Connors won 109 ATP World Tour titles, 8 Grand Slam singles titles, and finished as the year-end world number 1 for 5 consecutive years. Career CVs don't come much better than that.
Jimmy Connors was a really tough competitor out there, and I loved playing against Jimmy because you know, not for the fact of whether I could win or lose, but when you went out there, you knew that he was going to throw everything he had at you, and that was great. I loved that, and I said, all right, let's get at it.
Every time that Jimmy came to the courts, he gave 100%, you know, and you know when you were playing against Jimmy, you were probably playing against him and the entire crowd. And a guy that like made you earn beating him every single time that you were playing him.
In the 70s, he was unbeatable. Remember, I was talking to him a year or so ago. In '74, he lost 2 matches. You know, it was like 88-2, and he was just a beast. You know, just one of those guys that worked hard, didn't have the height of, say, a Lendl or the talent as maybe Macron, but he grinded this. He was just an animal.
A frightening figure to a young reporter. He was one of those when you sat in the front row and you looked him in the eye and he looked you in the eye, you probably blinked 100 times before he blinked first.
Looking back, I wanted to be a tennis player. I wanted to be a tennis pro. I wanted to come out and play the U.S. Open and play Wimbledon. And then, you know, you get a little older, then you want to win them, and then your career takes off. And I think the way that I went about it from the very beginning, you know, when I first came in, and being prepared to try to go out and play against the best in the world.
Jimmy Connors, a true legend with a cast-iron will to win.
When I walked out onto the court, I was prepared every single time and gave it everything I had, and never let, you know, 1 inch go by without trying as hard as I could. And I think that's probably what I'm the most proud of, to be honest with you, is that you know, never at any time was I unprepared and willing to let anything go. And for as long as I played, you know, I'm paying the price for it now, don't get me wrong, but it was worth it, worth every minute of it.
Next week on ATP World Tour Uncovered, presented by Rio, we join Roger Federer on a fact-finding mission for his foundation in Africa. Plus, top 10 star Thomas Burdicht looking to stake his claim amongst the game's true greats. And don't forget to log on to atpworldtour.com for your 24/7 breaking news and talk with us on Facebook and Twitter. See you next week.